The Detroit Lions' free agency strategy and early moves. As the 2025 NFL offseason kicks into high gear, one of the primary storylines surrounding the Detroit Lions is how they will navigate free agency. General Manager Brad Holmes has already made some early moves, re-signing key players like linebacker Derek Barnes and defensive end Marcus Davenport. While these signings offer some continuity and promise for the team, they also highlight the need for the Lions to carefully approach this critical phase in their roster-building efforts. Holmes' early moves, particularly the re-signing of Barnes, align with his philosophy of developing homegrown talent. Barnes, a 2021 draft pick, has shown flashes of potential but has struggled with injuries, including a knee issue that sidelined him for most of the 2024 season. Despite these setbacks, the Lions clearly view him as a valuable piece for the future of their defense. With a full recovery expected, Barnes has the opportunity to play a pivotal role in the linebacker core for 2025 and beyond. The decision to bring back Marcus Davenport, however, has been met with more scrutiny. Davenport, who joined the Lions last season, has struggled to stay on the field, appearing in only 6 games over the past 2 seasons due to various injuries. While his talent as an edge rusher is undeniable, questions remain about his durability and ability to contribute consistently. Holmes seems to believe that Davenport can still be a productive rotational player, but there is little doubt that the Lions will need to make additional moves to bolster their pass-rushing unit. In fact, upgrading the pass rush remains one of the Lions' most pressing needs this offseason. Despite the presence of talented defensive coordinator Kelvin Shepard, the team has lacked a dominant edge presence to consistently pressure opposing quarterbacks. Marcus Davenport's re-signing alone is unlikely to fill that void, which means the Lions must explore other options in free agency or the draft to address this glaring weakness. Brad Holmes' strategy to build through the draft and re-sign homegrown players has been effective in creating a sense of continuity within the organization. However, the Lions now find themselves at a crossroads, where supplementing their roster with external talent is crucial to taking the next step toward becoming a legitimate contender. The decisions made over the next few weeks in free agency will have a lasting impact on the team's ability to compete in the NFC North and beyond. The departure of Carlton Davis and possible replacements. One of the most significant questions looming over the Lions' offseason is the potential departure of star cornerback Carlton Davis. Davis, who was Detroit's top cornerback in 2024, is expected to hit the free agent market, and the Lions may not have the financial flexibility to meet his contract demands. While Davis was a key contributor to the Lions' defense, his departure seems inevitable given the team's salary cap constraints and desire to allocate resources elsewhere. Losing Carlton Davis would be a major blow to the Lions' secondary. Davis was a perfect fit in Dan Campbell's defense, excelling in man coverage and providing a physical presence that matched the Lions' aggressive style of play. His ability to shut down opposing receivers made him a valuable asset, and replacing him won't be easy. However, as Boer and Churko from Detroit Lions on SI have pointed out, there are free agents on the market who could step in and fill the void. 2 names that have been floated as potential replacements for Davis are DJ Reed of the New York Jets and Byron Murphy Jr. of the Minnesota Vikings. Both Reed and Murphy have shown they can be reliable contributors in the secondary, though neither may provide the same physicality that Davis brought to the field. Reed, in particular, could be an intriguing option for Detroit given his experience in Robert Saleh's defensive scheme with the Jets, which places a premium on disciplined coverage and versatility. His ability to play both outside and in the slot could give the Lions flexibility in how they deploy their secondary. Murphy, on the other hand, brings a different skill set to the table. A former second-round pick by the Vikings, Murphy has developed into a solid cover corner known for his ball-hawking ability. While he doesn't possess the same size or physicality as Davis, Murphy's instincts and playmaking potential could make him a valuable addition to the Lions' secondary. If Detroit decides to go the free agency route to replace Davis, either Reed or Murphy would be solid choices, though neither may fully replicate the unique impact Davis had on the defense. Still, the Lions have other options beyond free agency. The NFL Draft offers the team a chance to find a young, high-upside cornerback who can be developed within their system. Holmes and Campbell have shown a commitment to building through the draft, and this offseason could provide an opportunity to find the next cornerstone of the secondary. The challenge will be finding a player who can step in and contribute immediately, especially given the high demand for talented cornerbacks in today's NFL. Ultimately, while Carlton Davis's departure seems likely, the Lions have several avenues to explore when it comes to replacing him. Whether through free agency or the draft, Detroit will need to be strategic in how they approach this situation. The defense has made strides under Campbell's leadership, but losing Davis would leave a significant hole that must be addressed if the Lions hope to remain competitive in 2025. Dream scenarios and realistic targets for the Lions in free agency. As the Lions prepare for free agency, fans and analysts alike are speculating about the team's first major external signing. While some believe the Lions will make a splash by targeting a high-profile player, others expect a more measured approach from Brad Holmes, at least in the early stages of free agency. One player who has generated buzz as a potential target for the Lions is Chase Young, the talented edge rusher from the Washington Commanders. Young, the number 2 overall pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, has shown flashes of brilliance during his time in Washington but has been hampered by injuries in recent seasons. Despite these setbacks, Young remains an intriguing option due to his age. He'll be just 26 at the start of the 2025 season, and his pass rushing productivity. In 2024 alone, Young recorded 47 quarterback hurries and 66 total pressures, numbers that indicate his ability to disrupt opposing offenses. For the Lions, adding a player like Young would address their need for a dominant edge rusher while also providing a long-term solution at the position. Kelvin Shepherd's defense thrives on pressure, and pairing Young with Davenport could create a formidable pass rush duo that elevates the entire unit. Of course, Young's injury history is a concern, but the upside he offers may be too enticing for Detroit to pass up. On the offensive side of the ball, one dream scenario for Lions fans would be the addition of wide receiver Chris Godwin. Godwin, who has been a model of consistency throughout his career with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, would give the Lions one of the most talented receiving corps in the league, alongside Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jameson Williams. However, given the Lions' other needs and Godwin's likely price tag, this move seems more like a pipe dream than a realistic possibility. A more plausible target for the Lions is offensive lineman Mekhi Becton, who has resurrected his career after an injury-plagued start with the New York Jets. Becton, a former first-round pick, played well in limited opportunities with the Philadelphia Eagles in 2024 and could be a serviceable replacement for Kevin Zeitler if Zeitler signs elsewhere this offseason. Becton's size and athleticism make him an intriguing option, especially for a Lions team that values versatility and depth along the offensive line. While fans may hope for splashy signings, the reality is that the Lions will likely take a more calculated approach to free agency. Brad Holmes has shown a commitment to building the roster through the draft and making savvy, under-the-radar acquisitions.